We are the Wormhole Extremists, and you are watching Past and Present with David Reed, Evie Cahill,
Hello.
and Nicole Rodriguez Galdo.
Hello.
And we are visiting what looks like a World War II bunker.
Warehouse.
Yeah, it does. It's a very old warehouse.
I love
So
episodes
there
where
is
they appear in weird places.
yes, there is kind of a groove coming up. So Carter's obviously removing the cloth from that DHD,
Oh
and you can see
no.
the center globe. But at about 1 minute and 47 seconds, the red globe is mysteriously covered again, even though she doesn't touch it.
Oh, okay. So the tarp shifts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's pretty minor.
There you go.
Doesn't affect the story in any way.
We heard a noise.
Why did they duck down though? Why didn't they just be like, "Hey"?
Yeah, that is kind of curious.
This relationship is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I love them. They're like an old married couple
Well,
that
that's
don't realize they're an old married couple.
That's it exactly. You know, that's the impulse. Is they're trying to establish that these people are, much older than they appear to be. The
Yeah.
door was open.
What frustrates me is he has that like that kind of gross old impulse of wanting to be with a young hot lady and not his wife. So it's like the right way.
Oh yeah,
please.
that's a bit seedy.
The
yeah,
crystal's
for sure.
covered. You're right.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe you spotted that.
I had some help.
Okay, fine. I can't believe y'all spotted that.
Yeah.
It means strength.
Good for you.
Yeah. My name means you, which is a type of tree. So definitely prefer strength over that.
My name means beloved.
Oh,
Nicole,
see,
what
that's
does your
nice.
name mean?
That's nice.
You know, I don't know because I read in one
Aw.
book a long time ago it meant like somebody who is ironically like a champion or leader or something.
People of
And I was
victory.
like, there we go, yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
I knew it was something like that, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. I just sounded really arrogant. So
So
luckily,
they have lost their memories.
Yes. So I really love Jason Gray Stanford, who plays Orna. He's like in one of my all-time favorite series, Monk, and he's
Oh,
like
he
in
is?
124 episodes as Randy Disher. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I actually saw Monk before I saw this episode.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
yeah, so I always associate him with that. But I think that's one of the reasons why I really love this episode.
Okay.
But we also have I guess the first appearance of Megan Lech as
Megan Lech, yep.
Kira, or also Linnea Spoil.
isn't she also in Atlantis as the
She
name?
is.
Exactly. I was gonna say she's in the Return Part 1 as Captain, is it Helia?
Helia of the
Yeah.
Tria, the worship
Yeah.
Tria. Yep.
And we've got is it Maria Delva as Maris or Lael. And she's best known for playing Candy Egley in Sons of Anarchy. And she was in like 20 episodes,
wow. Okay.
which is really
I
cool.
thought I recognized her from somewhere else because I was like, I've
Yeah.
seen her here, but she's somewhere else.
That is legit. The Malp is worthless. You, I'll trust.
And
My
this
ship
is
of heart.
the third credit for Tor Alexander Valenza for this season.
Absolutely. We had Tor on. I'm trying to remember him bringing up this episode. I'm not entirely sure if we talked about it.
Yeah.
We may not have gotten to it. So this is one of those simpler stories, but it's just I think it's one of the better twists of the show.
I agree.
Where the villain, the evildoer, wasn't as smart as she thought she was, and things just got
she
out of
got
her control.
Outsmarted by
Uh-huh.
herself.
Yep.
Yeah. So this episode is sort of a sequel to Prisoners, but they don't do the previously on Stargate
Thank
SG1
God.
bit
Correct.
to keep Kira's identity a secret.
Yep.
And this episode is the first set in apparently the first set in an alien industrial setting.
Yeah.
And the first to show an alien modern society.
Absolutely.
Because we've seen a lot of older societies, but not more modern before.
Like 19th century, early 20th
Mm.
century, and
Mhm.
Zeppelins, airships.
Yes.
At least I think that's airship. I think I'm thinking of the right
This guy
episode.
needs to calm down.
Yes, there is a
Not your wife.
dirigible at some point.
I love this episode because it kind of takes me back to the early days, because like as time goes on there's less like planetary exploration, which I kind of do prefer in a way, because not every episode is like really good, but this is one of those really good ones where like the writing like absolutely comes through and like does
Yeah.
a great job.
So just notice in the background that there are smokestacks, and I'll bring this up again in a few minutes.
Okay.
He looks cozy.
Also, I was reading on like the reviews on IMDb, and someone said that Megan's wig is hideous. Is she even wearing a wig? Because like her hair is kind of similar in Atlantis.
No, I genuinely think that's her hair. I think her hair's just, you know.
I think she has curly hair.
Yep.
In real life, but yeah, I just thought that was a weird thing to say about the episode.
I suspect
but I guess
that's
things
her
like
hair.
that can sometimes be distracting. But
Of
I
course.
think that might be her real hair.
So that person was a jerk.
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, a bit rude.
they did give the episode a good rating, but the first thing they mentioned was a wig.
Interesting. No, I think that's her real hair.
Yeah. Also, she mentioned when she was dealing with the, I guess you could call her a patient, that food allergies, like people with food allergies can't remember them. I
Yeah.
think this is another good case for medical alert bracelets in case of a vortex.
Yeah.
Oh, you helped others. Of course. You helped them shove off their mortal coil.
Yes, just gave them a little light push.
Yeah.
What is so funny is like she's just this like sweet seaman old lady last time, and
Yep.
like Daniel and Lynette didn't really have much interaction in the last episode with her,
Yeah.
but like in this episode it's like those two immediately like gravitate towards each other.
Yep.
And
Yes, they
it's
do.
it's so wonderfully creepy and so well done. It's like, oh, I love it.
And also, Daniel has just lost Share. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
they didn't.
Man needs a
Exactly.
rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have things to say on that later.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We have several societies that we come across that are at this level of development throughout the franchise. The Langarans, the Colonans, for one.
Correct.
The Hoffins in Atlantis.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about this level of tech because we can put our stuff in there, but you know it's antique stuff, so they don't have to look too far for set decoration.
So she's literally just said that they're falling apart and their industry has come to a standstill. So why was there smoke spewing from the smokestacks? I'm just curious.
Yeah, because they weren't like just home fireplaces from houses. They were big ones.
They were big ones. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Kira also said when winter comes, it will be disastrous. Like, have they not experienced a winter yet? Because at the beginning of the episode,
said it happens very
Honor
quickly.
and Mayra said that the Vorlex came and went a year ago, maybe more.
So they've already
do you think maybe like
experienced
the cycles differently? Like
It's possible.
Yeah, let's go with
seasons
that.
cycle
Let's go with
differently on this
that.
planet.
It
Yeah,
could be.
We'll go with that.
Dr. Zervis. Uh-oh.
Wow, she's like literally talking about herself.
Yep. I forget how
At no
quickly
point did I see this coming.
that it's Linnea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so impossible.
Well, there's like little signposts throughout the episode.
Yeah, I was
but
just
it's not
blind to them.
actually confirmed until about like 3/4 of the way through.
Such good writing.
I have some issues with the conclusion, but otherwise, yeah, it is a good episode. I really like the
Oh boy.
difference in like, I mean, it just means
Gasp.
just means she's a good actress, but like she's so soft spoken and
Hmm.
calm, and then when she has that
Correct.
breakdown,
Oh my god, terrifying.
oh my god.
Well, that's
like
the thing,
the
because she's
stark
so
differences
disarming.
between
Right.
yes.
Yeah. Deep within this charming person are wells of evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hi, what's your name?
What's your name? So we're about to see the triple decker dirigible.
There we go.
Whoa.
So they don't remember their own names, but they remember how to operate a triple decker dirigible.
That is something I did notice. I was like, how are your like blimps and stuff still flying around? You know?
Yeah, well, maybe they're just willing and dirigible. Oh, see, that joke just went down like a Led Zeppelin.
Oh my God,
Evie.
Evie.
Come on.
Oh
You
my
fell
god, it's
into
so
my
good.
trap.
It's Evie.
So
That was so
there's
good.
a Star Trek Next Generation episode called Conundrum where they all lose their memories, but they retain all of their trained abilities. And I'm trying to remember if that's the case with this episode, or if people don't remember how to do things, or if they do and it gives them an idea of what they were. Because she certainly is
kinda
trying to
seems
help
like,
people.
Yeah. Yeah, and she does remember some of the sciences that she learnt as Linnea, because she was mixing up that potion or like grinding up those salts before. So, you know, like if she didn't retain some of her knowledge as Linnea, how would she know to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that photo that Kira recognized before, do you think that was Honor, like as an old man? I was
It
trying to
may
like figure out
have
whether it was
been-
supposed to be him or not, because there was some facial similarities.
Okay. I'm sure
Large
there's
eyes.
a lot of photos of older people too in this archive.
Yeah.
So I love that he's
Stop
smiling.
flirting,
So,
you
absolutely.
Flirting
cutie.
is so awkward. Like literally, he's making light of a pandemic.
It's the fact
to
that the
flirt.
rest of SG1 is like, oh dear, and then it's just
I
like, okay,
know.
we'll just ignore it.
Just the timing
Oh.
is just awful.
Mm-hmm. She tried.
Yeah,
She was working on a Fountain of Youth, wasn't she?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other ways to destroy worlds. Mustache twisting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you think she was working on the Fountain of Youth to sort of like disguise herself a little bit better?
I was thinking she was just trying to extend her own lifespan.
I was going to
And
say,
this
yeah, I'd say
extent-
that.
with this version, it made herself younger physically in order to do that. So, and I think if memory serves me correctly, the experiment just blew up in her face.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it did.
I love that with this, you know, like when it's giving you the clues, it hasn't given us the idea of everyone has just gotten younger all of a sudden.
Mhm.
And that's like one of the
No,
reasons
that
why we're
bit
so
is-
thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
Of her
That
scent.
bit they keep to like they don't reveal until a lot later, which
Yeah.
is just like just peak pacing. Like it's good.
Brilliant.
It's good. Why do you think she picked this world, or do you think maybe she traveled to this world from another world and a world?
It's
before
entirely
that?
possible.
Yeah. I feel like she might have hopped between until she found one that was like advanced in a way where it was like acceptable levels.
Just thinking that, yeah, like stuff that she could work with.
Yeah.
Because if it was too
Although, I mean,
primitive,
she was-
I'd peace out.
Nope.
I mean, she was working with just like natural stuff when she was in prison.
That was
so
out of
this would be,
desperation,
like-
though, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So this would be like an entirely different world for her.
And she just randomly found this on a high shelf.
She knew it was there,
Yeah.
like deep down. Which is, again, probably why I'm going to agree with Evie on the ending.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course you would. Suspicious.
It begs the question, how much of our nature is retained after everything else on the surface that is us is wiped clean?
That's
How
the
long
thing.
does it take for you to return to what you were? And if that's the
Yeah.
case, would Linnea eventually become Kira eventually become Linnea again?
That's what I
Yeah.
sadly, as
That's
much as I want
exactly
that to not be
my
the case,
thoughts.
I agree. You know? Yeah.
I think
well,
Megan could
like-
come back and play Linnea. I really think that she could.
I
in
think
a
she
future
could too.
Stargate.
Well, even Kira or Linnea towards the end, basically just says that in time she will win, as in Linnea will win. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, she's buried close enough to the surface that that part of her personality could be like, you know, could easily come out again.
That's
Do you know what I
true.
mean?
But it's been a
It's
year,
like just keep having
so
to repress it.
right.
You know?
But if she wasn't aware of her nature, I mean, how long would it have been? She's only aware of who this person was because SG1 told her.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mm.
there
Yeah,
is
no, that's a
something
good
in
point,
there
though.
because like the whole all debts have not now been paid kind of thing. There
Yeah.
is something that remains. So
Yeah. I think like as well, like, you know, Stargate's done it a few times because they did it to the Wraith as well, where
Yep.
they tried to turn them human.
Yep.
And like with
Yes.
Michael, he really
started
quickly
resetting.
like started figuring out something was wrong, but that's
Yeah.
because like no one was treating him in a good convincing way. But it eventually broke through.
Yep.
And it breaks my heart when that happens because I have the utmost faith and like I want them to win. I want them to eventually live a nice peaceful life and not be villains.
Correct.
Because
So watch
everyone
watch
deserves a second
Kira's
chance.
reaction. Like her reaction is totally different. Like it's like she's done this before, and a part of her knows that she's done this before, and
Yes.
she's
Well, I
kind
think
of,
she's
like,
just
familiar with
trusting.
it.
She's trusting
But,
everyone
like,
else as well. She's so
But
a
the
scientist. She's
reaction of the
excited.
other two who haven't been through the gate before is more genuine.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's also like their personalities are a bit more like they have a much more nervous disposition, while Kira is way more willing to step out of her comfort zone and
Linnea
just do
was an
whatever.
explorer.
Yeah,
She's worldly.
she is
like, as in she's been to-
otherworldly.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherworldly.
She's well traveled.
Yeah, and then some.
Linnea could be lurking.
Mm.
The Vorlix. That would be awesome if
Not
we
for
could apply it to
you.
people with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Neutralize the plaque on the brain.
Is that what it is? I've
Yeah.
like never actually looked into Alzheimer's before.
Yeah.
They're not going to know what that means.
It's nice the way that science fiction like is able to kind of look at ideas and like ways that things affect us negatively and then like try to do something else with it creative. And I feel like a lot of the things that you see on TV kind of inspire people to go into certain fields to
Yes.
try and like
Mm.
find a way to counter stuff. And I think that's really lovely. So
You did, just in another life.
So lovely. She's so lovely.
Well, that's
I'm
the
so
thing.
sad.
She's just so darn disarming, you know? And it's like, oh, crap. We've got a monster
Yeah.
on our hands. A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Exactly.
And they'll magically fit you.
This
Oh,
is
he's so awkward. This
I
entire
love him.
interaction is so awkward, but in a way, it
It's so
kind of
cute.
reminds me of Jack when he gets nervous and starts like just
Yeah.
blabbering. Like
It's
very
great.
similar.
Look, he's been out of the game for a long time.
I feel like
Oh, that-
SG1, whenever someone starts flirting with one of them, they all just kind of
Mm.
panic, except Teal'c, who takes it really smoothly. But like
Yeah.
everyone else is like, oh my god, what do I do with this situation?
Do you think also maybe it's the location? Like Daniel's having like Hathor flashbacks because
Oh
didn't
my
that,
God,
intimate
Evie.
encounter with Hathor like happen in the
Yeah,
quarters?
it's possible.
I don't think it was this room. I think it was a slightly bigger room.
No, I know, but
So-
still, like it's still like the quarters.
Yeah. You got to stop sleeping with aliens, Daniel. Although one time it wasn't your choice. Big no.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Like he's not really fighting the attraction, is he?
I
It's
have
like,
needs,
Well,
Daniel.
yeah, why should
Yeah.
he? You know, like my
do you
man
think
needs to get some, you
do you
know.
think it's his way of coping with Share's death, or is he like in
100%.
complete denial? Or did he like write off? Do you think he'd written off like any chance of a happy reunion with her like a long time ago? So he's
Oh,
already
no,
sort of moved past it?
I can imagine that it's been a few weeks and that he's already had that forever in a day situation where he had a lot of time to move on in that period. Oh my God, they're kissing in that period as well. Sorry, just kind of threw me off. And yeah, I feel like, you know, some people respond differently to loss, and, you know, there's nothing more comforting than another person's arms, you know.
Jed Ted, isn't there a movie where zombies came from the cure for Alzheimer's? I Am Legend came from a cure for cancer. The zombies came from a cure for cancer. Yeah.
He doesn't really have any proper like romantic
the swell in the music
interactions
like...
until way later.
Yes.
How many years between his romantic interactions? Like proper ones. Like you see Sarah in the next season,
Sarah
but
Gardner.
it's not really much.
Yeah.
They don't really romantically link. They're just really good friends and, you know, exes.
Vala.
Yeah, and then there's Vala.
Oh, he slightly flirts with Catherine's niece.
Yeah, that's fair.
He does.
That,
yeah, he does. At the funeral, which is just awful.
Daniel, pick your moments better, my dude. Oh, God. Honestly, Daniel's a bit of a flirty mess. I think I'm actually a bit of a Daniel.
A flirty mess.
So yeah. I was misremembering. They didn't have kids. So.
No, I was going to say, weren't they going
they had
sterile?
no children because of the Dargol, which affected the population's fertility rate. And then sort of fast forward 20 years, and Linnea calls us the Vorlex. But I guess the question that I have related to that is, do you think the inhabitants will now be able to have children?
That's one of the big questions.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, they're just going to go extinct as a species.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Or they need to assimilate into another society somewhere out there in the galaxy.
Yeah, just abandon their society and merge with another.
Jack is just clueless.
They are the elders, Jack.
So we're halfway through the episode. You know what? Everyone in the audience, right? How long did it take for you guys to clock that it was Linnea first time watching it? Because it took me till about like...
Yeah. You know. I think I realized it when she said all debts have now been paid. I think that's when it hit for me.
Way later.
Because I kept on waiting for... I kept on waiting for Bonnie Bartlett to show up. You know?
Yeah.
Because I was looking forward to seeing her.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, it's unfortunate that
it took me to
couldn't and didn't use her again, but it's a good twist.
Yeah,
twist.
I thought that this was a red herring right here.
It worked well because of the fact that you don't see her name in the opening credits after like the opening credits end, and you see that because it is a massive spoiler. Like I know someone's coming back when I see their name pop up on the bottom, and I'm like, no, you know.
Yes,
like put it at the end.
About this in the next episode, but they didn't do that with Peter Williams in the next episode.
If this episode was made like 10 years later, and they had the budget to bring Bonnie in, they probably would have brought her in for a cameo to interact with Kara inside her head. You know, that would have been really cool. That's just me fanboying.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
Or at least a voiceover.
Yeah, or what, like maybe even like a flashback type thing. So we got to see like a little bit of what she was doing after she escaped.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. This is different, Daniel.
He's really fighting hard for Kira.
Look, I'm a bit of a Daniel, you know, like I can be devil's advocate, but in this situation, I'm like, I'm team SG1 on this one, not team Daniel.
He's trying very hard to see the good in someone who's literally slaughtered probably like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teal'c's also hurt people too,
And I
he's
mean,
not
you
wrong.
can, yeah, probably. I mean, not to that scale,
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think that's it.
And
Still a war
in-
criminal.
And also, Teal'c's the one who
she
turned
did
around
it willingly.
and
Like
chose to
she
change.
chose,
Yep.
like she chose to kill a whole bunch of people, in the name
Teal'c
of science.
didn't.
Whereas Teal'c didn't really have a choice.
Oh, you guys aren't making out anymore.
Uh-oh.
Man's not that into you.
Hey,
Yeah, he's just completely just turned that switch off.
How you
now.
doing, you bloodthirsty killer?
Everyone else in the chat said around halfway, or like the exact moment that it was told. Lewis Cox said he was a kid when he saw it, so it took until like way late for him to figure it out. So I love that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I was still thinking that it was going to be something was gonna twist, and Bonnie Bart
Like it was going to be the wife, the other lady,
right?
or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then when she says all debts have now been paid, it's like, well,
It's like, oh, that's it.
that's it.
That's
and then what's
familiar.
his face
There's
takes
only one person.
the drug and wakes up and he remembers one, but he doesn't remember the other. It's like that cinches it.
I feel like what's really tragic is this kind of pushes her more to like become angry and like have the real Linnea come out. Because like he's just been
Exactly.
rejected by the one guy she feels like she's getting to know and like fall
Correct.
for.
Yep.
And the
Exactly.
complete rejection. Like Daniel could have handled this just a little bit better in my opinion.
I agree. He could have played along a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
This
now
Daniel.
she's got all sorts of like internal alarms
Yep.
going off.
Yeah. It's great.
Gonna have to bring in the Destroyer of Worlds.
We need her.
Yeah.
Just keep her under control.
The panic.
She's been working with that chemical.
Yep.
RDA is really good at like physical like humor.
He
just
was a
doing
mime.
small movements. Yeah, I know. I've watched all the
mm.
behind the scenes DVD video content about him being a mime.
Yep. Really
so
worked in his
great.
favor.
Yeah. It really
The
it really
he's got a good
shows.
physicality.
Yeah.
Amnesia check. Yep.
It bothers me, like, how long is she gonna not want to take this antidote?
Yeah.
A precaution or two is fair. Let's do that. Lockwatcher. Mayborn would have wanted to get a hold of her as well.
Oh God.
Oh,
Can you imagine those two working together at this stage in the show?
Oh, I'm trying to imagine it.
Yeah. God.
I would have liked to have seen that, actually.
Yeah. What a team up.
There should have been more Mayborn stuff earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that we have what we have, but still.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's good to be king.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were so nice and happy with her, and now they're just like staring daggers. It's awful.
That's the thing. You could be watching her all you want with all the
Yeah.
guns surrounding her, and all she has to do is just push one button or one little syringe a centimeter too far, and boom.
Well,
But
that's
she's
it.
also there as well, so
I mean, they're watching her pretty carefully, but she still steals that slide, and then she steals like 2 vials of solution.
yeah, but she's only going to kill herself with it. So
And I love how fast this works. It doesn't take like
yeah, it's so quick.
Let's go and
I thought we were gonna
rest
wait
for
a
few
while.
hours. Right.
Oh, well, we've only got like 15 minutes left, so gotta wrap this up.
There we go.
Try to get like an upshot up his.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like poor guy. Yeah, cut somewhere else.
Yeah.
Is Teal'c's hand on his wife's shoulder? Being like a supportive boo.
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Yes.
look!
Yes.
Oh, what a cutie!
Oh, that's really sweet.
Oh, I didn't notice that at all.
Teal'c showing a bit of, look, he's still there. He's showing a
Yep.
bit of kindness and
Yep.
Just like just
Uh-huh.
offering some like solid support.
it's also kind of like he's holding her back a bit in order to like not rush out there, but it's like it's not like a death grip. Like she was also holding onto his hand, like someone's showing me a bit of, look at that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, giving her strength. Yep. Ah, I've never noticed that.
No, I didn't notice that either. That's really sweet.
see, it's the little things that SG1 does that, this is why this show is so good. Teal'c is a man of few words, and like so I think Christopher Judge showing a bit of like Teal'c in his physical actions is very telling of how well he knows the character.
Mm.
Oh boy.
I love his wife.
They pull off the old couple really
They
well.
really do.
They do.
Okay, you got to tell her what's going on. She's probably beginning to figure it out herself.
Yeah. But she's figured it out by this point, hasn't she? Like, she comes to the conclusion here.
No, give us some room. Back off.
And we appreciate that,
Yeah,
Teal'c. We love you.
He can just be there silently
handle
with his hand on your shoulder.
You know what's funny? I think about like, I'm thinking back again to Daniel and Linnea kissing. And it's like, I think what irks me is that like she was an older woman and then like she's now young. I think that's what irks me most. It's not that she's the destroyer of worlds, it's the sudden change. He wouldn't have made out with her if she was older. And now she's like, younger and really,
She's more his age.
Yeah. But she's actually not. So it's kind of icky.
Well, I mean, that's
So internally she's elderly.
Right, yeah, absolutely. But physically, so in there's a Next Generation episode where some of the characters revert to children, and Miles is sitting there with his wife, who is now in the body of a 10-year-old. Yeah, she's not actually 10, but she looks 10, so nothing ain't gonna happen. That's just how it is. So
No, wow, that's a pretty
What an
heavy
episode.
subject matter.
Yeah.
Dude, you're stroking Linnea's face right now.
But she doesn't. He doesn't kiss her again.
No, obviously he's not
gonna
gonna.
go in for the kiss, but
No,
he's
she's
like,
going
nah.
for it. It's not gonna happen.
you don't know what
No,
you can
he
do,
just goes
lady.
in for the cuddle.
I will never harm anyone. Yeah, that's right. We'll give you the drug. You'll play dumb, and you'll go on destroying worlds.
No, not happening. Don't kiss. Yeah, excellent. Good. Just so you know. To be honest, right, I have a really weird attraction to Linnea because she's just so intelligent and like, a bit of a snack in both forms. I talk about age difference being gross, but I'm like, Bonnie Bartlett's a bit of a snack, to be honest.
The fact of the matter is, she's formidable,
Yeah.
and there's a grace there in the way that a beautiful animal is formidable.
I'm I'm not like bi or anything, but like, damn, like I'm
it
into
wouldn't be
power.
so bad.
Look, if Linnea wants to wife me up and like I accompany her on her destruction of the universe, I might just consider it. Especially if she can keep me young forever and we can travel the universe together.
Like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
How many civilizations did they destroy? Jeez.
Well,
Nick and Morty.
Yeah.
Here we go. They should probably try it on. Oh, there it is. They should probably try it on What's-Her-Face next, because how would they not know that this, in conjunction with the previous treatment, was
Yeah,
what
you're
did
totally
it,
right.
What did it?
Yeah, you're right.
But they used him again, so it's like, well, okay.
You didn't think of it that way.
Kira, you hang tight. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for using your research, and now go away.
Yeah.
I wish they'd kind of just told her immediately who she was and just see what the outcome is.
Yeah, but they're afraid that
I know.
Ooh, they're afraid.
This is my
that
biggest problem, is that people's fear of things often causes bad things to happen.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's like in school when your teacher thinks that you're garbage, so you know your teacher thinks you're garbage, so you're never going to try and make something of yourself and improve yourself because people have already made an assumption of you. You know?
Yeah.
They just go ahead and well, if they feel that way about me, then I might as well feel that way about myself.
Exactly, and I
So-
just feel like they haven't helped.
And that's not just in
So
school;
if-
that happens in general.
Yeah.
So, if the solution needs to be injected into the carotid artery, how did Kira use the slide? Do you think?
I think she took a needle, didn't she, or like some sort of something.
I'm not sure.
No, she just took the slide.
It's just a shot of Teal turning his
Are
head.
we sure they just did it off camera where we just didn't see the needle and we just saw the slides?
Maybe, but she was just holding that. Like that was all she'd acquired.
I'm not sure how that worked. Jed Ted, David Hewlett is patient zero for the Smart Ape virus in the Planet of the Apes film, which is true. No doll. Okay.
Oh my god, her face, it's so great. She looks so sad. She's like, oh wait, there's hope. And who pray tell
I'm
us that?
afraid.
Woo!
Aw, 43 years.
Aw.
Yeah!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I don't think he
Yeah,
was
so
actually,
she
like,
was
a
still
scientist.
undercover.
I'm assuming that he was just some guy like floating around.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know.
So they
or in
couldn't
the
have been
lower
the people she was
masses.
experimenting on. Could she have been? Or did those people
No.
die?
Though people died.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
That was
couple of
the
died in an
elderly,
explosion,
the
didn't
elderly
they?
pair
Yeah.
that died.
And that's why they assumed it was Linnea, because it was an elderly woman and an elderly man, but it wasn't. It was, but it wasn't her.
Yeah, her guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm.
So does he think that her like skills as a leader outweigh her crimes?
Well, here's the thing. You know, we got 17 seasons of Stargate, right?
Mm.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my God. Phew.
Do you think that was accidental, or was she like
No.
subconsciously hoping
There's something
Daniel
in
would
there.
save her from
Yeah.
herself?
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and she's about to off herself. So in this whole period that the show happens, we never return to Vias and Linnea. So
Nope.
I think we can assume that Linnea actually ended up staying a good,
I think so
girl.
too. I think that yeah.
or they drugged her a bit in order to keep her, you know, forgetting.
Yeah.
Ah, she's got it.
No, she's already taken it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
We
that
said
was
she's
that
taken
slide.
it. But, yeah,
This is to.
but she's
kill
got the needles
herself.
in her hand and stuff, hasn't she?
She's trying to make a poisonous gas.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so she was about to kill herself.
Yeah, she's about to
Okay.
just
Yeah.
take herself out. She was like, I'm not going to kill everyone.
Because she's remembering
now,
who she
yeah.
was.
So she
But I
she
think
now
some
recalls
of-
everything, or she now recalls some?
I think she remembers
Everything, pretty much. yeah.
everything, but I think because she was kind of a different person as Linnea, the two personalities are
Yeah.
like clashing.
Clashing
Yeah.
now. So one's
Yeah.
got their conscience back.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
How did they not realize that was missing? There's a lot of people in that
Too
room.
ecstatic that it worked on the first guy. They weren't focusing.
Maybe.
I really do appreciate that though. Like Linnea / Kira was sitting there being like, I'm only going to kill myself. Everyone else, like, stay out.
Mm,
I kind of really respect that because she's scared that she's going to hurt people.
yeah. I love the symbolism here of Linnea stepping back into the shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm so ready to kill her.
Mm,
The amount of times that this happens between Daniel and Jack is actually upsetting.
yeah.
That's the fear.
In time.
Oh, this is a great moment. Uh,
Yeah.
yep.
She has almost like crazed look in her eye at the end here when it cuts back to her, if I remember. Yeah, that always
Mm.
creeped me out. I'm just like, oh my God.
So you think that if she was like quite important in the manufacture of this cure. So like I struggle to think that they can trust her not to do the same thing when she's back home.
Yeah.
Like she's going to be motivated by the same thing, isn't she? She's going to be motivated to like to get her memory back.
We don't know. Well, that's true. So, yeah.
I've always
Because
wondered
now
about
everyone
that.
else is getting their memory back.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't it that they admit that like some of they say potentially a lie that some of the people didn't get their memories back, didn't
Is
work
that
for
the
everybody?
excuse?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know
If not,
about
that should
that.
be the excuse.
Yeah. Do you think maybe it's just the fact that the Vians just really are so desperate to rebuild that society that they'll willing to take like a chance on her?
No, I think that these two just don't realize how evil Linnea actually is.
Yeah.
So they're
But
really
it's kind
willing
of
to just
mean,
trust
like
her.
because they don't tell them who she is, do they?
I think
Nope.
they did, but I think they did
But
behind
in
the scenes.
passing, but like
Yeah.
not like the actual extent of her crimes. Like they wanted them to be a little in the dark just to get Linnea off their hands.
I honestly think they told them because they said that like she doesn't remember everything any like and I feel like they have to tell her because this is SG1. They would not do that. But
Mm,
I feel like they explained it, but these people are also extremely naive in
yeah.
accepting help. So,
I just think
they're
I
very
just think
trusting.
Kira is just going to want to follow the same path to rediscover herself.
I want to know what made Linnea.
Well, that's the question: nature versus
yeah.
nurture. If she's
Yeah,
how
surrounded
much
by
of it?
people who love her on this planet,
These
she
are
should.
good people.
She should be okay.
Maybe. Yeah,
it may be that she was
maybe.
really like abused or something just terribly tragic
People
happened
aren't
to her
evil just for
before.
the sake of being evil.
No.
We all have a
Yeah.
story. So
Like even that
Even
look
if you're,
back at Daniel, she's just like feel like she's remembering or she's got like a feeling. Just but like as a character, I think that like just really find Linnea like really intriguing. And I think kind of in a way she's like the non-Goa'uld version of Niriti.
yeah,
Because they both have like an
Yeah.
aptitude for science and an interest in genetics.
That's
another
true.
woman I'd want to rule the
but
universe with.
I think that Linnea is almost scarier because she kind of like weaseled her way into the hearts of SG1 so easily.
Yep.
And she wasn't a host.
No.
She was
Here's
just
the thing.
evil.
Like I know
as
she's
she
a
was.
destroyer of worlds, but you know what? I kind of don't care because I'm like I actually like I'm really like weirdly in love with her. Like I'm obsessed with her. Like
She's a great
like
character.
She's a great
Anakin
character.
Skywalker. Like he killed younglings and he went to the dark side, but I can still forgive him for anything. He's my boo. But like Linnea is like I really don't know how to feel about her because we don't truly know the extent of everything that she did and
That's
why
true.
she did it. So yeah.
That's past and present. Thanks for joining us.